Today I have another proof that everyone is slowly giving up on Intel and their processors. When Ryzen first came out, I really thought Intel would recover. I even cheered for them because it's not healthy to have no competition. But year after year, Intel sank deeper, and AMD with its Ryzen series, especially the price and the idea of an AM4 platform living so long, won many fans. Today, I'm going to explain why Intel will not recover for a long time. The final push for Intel to remain technologically superior was the 12th series of Intel Core processors running on the DDR5 platform. By superior, I mean that all new features were reserved exclusively for Intel platforms. Whatever was new on motherboards, that feature was first pushed to the Intel platform, and to AMD when it arrived. Forcing the DDR5 platform is a very reckless move in my opinion. At that moment, RAM modules were too expensive, and it didn't make sense to switch to DDR5 yet, especially since Intel had nothing to offer with the 12th generation processors. On the other hand, AMD did everything carefully, waited for the prices to drop, for the modules to be available to the general public, and boom! Not only did they hit the right moment, but for $450, they released the best gaming processor, even stronger than the 12900K, which cost $600 at the time. In the first generation of Ryzen processors, you could buy a Crosshair Hero board for just over $200. But today, that board for Ryzen 9000 series processors costs a whopping $700. Why is the price so high? Because AMD processors are now the ones that are interesting to the public. It is the platform that implements new technology like ASUS's NitroPath that we covered in the Crosshair board review. Now, Lexar has added another nail in the coffin by releasing RAM modules that focus on latency rather than speed. These are modules that run at 6,000 megatransfers per second with incredibly low latencies. Guess who prefers low latency to higher speed? AMD, of course. If I can read between the lines, this is huge news because up until now, modules have mostly been made for Intel processors. And now, for the first time since I've been following technology, modules are mostly being made for AMD platforms. And on the other hand, why the hell would you make gaming computers with Intel processors today? I don't think there is a single Intel processor today that I would recommend for gaming, in any price range, except maybe the 12th generation i5, which costs around $150. Now, if we go through the used ones, there's a lot to be found. But that's not the point. The point is that AMD has taken over the entire list of the best processors starting at $200 and up. And for under $200, the 57000X3D processor is also imposed. The new Alder Lake processors are very bad. Whoever is planning a high-end PC for gaming will surely choose the 9800X3D, and it says enough that this processor is out of stock everywhere. The 7800 by 3D dominated the charts for a very long time. Where it left off, the 9800 by 3D continued. And it is very logical for the RAM module manufacturers to focus on the AMD platform, because it is the best platform for gaming. And why not make modules and marketing around the 9800X 3D processor? Because it's the processor that people will buy the most. In marketing, this is called riding the wave. No offense, Intel certainly won't have an answer to the 9800X3D until next year, and it remains to be seen if they ever will. My biggest hope is that someone smart will take them over and we'll have competition again in the processor world, because it didn't work when Intel dominated. It doesn't work now when AMD dominates. Even though AMD has been dropping the price of its processors for years, the 1950X cost $1,000. Now the 9950X has a recommended starting price of $650, which is fantastic. In addition to inflation and huge wars, they have managed to offer the same processor in a newer series for a lot less money. This is serious news and a serious moment. The spear has broken. AMD will dominate throughout the year 2025 with its processors. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell, because this channel is about to explode with quality content for you.